You know, our lives are just so noisy, full of opinions, plans, never-ending to-do lists, and underneath all of that noise, there's a much, much quieter voice that we often just forget to listen to. It's the voice of our own inner knowing. And learning how to hear it, it can literally change everything. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to explore one of the most important questions you can ever ask yourself.
And this is it, right here. For just a minute, forget asking, what should I do? Because that question, it almost always sends us looking for answers outside of ourselves. But this question, what is my heart asking of me? Well, that forces you to look inward. It's all about shifting your focus away from what everyone else expects and onto your own internal truth.
So what even is this quieter voice? I mean, really, it's not just a passing mood or some random idea that pops into your head. A better way to think of it is as this deep form of knowing, a part of you that just recognizes what is genuinely, truly right for you.
And here's something that's absolutely crucial to understand about this voice. It's not pushy. It's not going to yell over the noise of your own fears or the demands other people put on you. It's more like a gentle invitation, a quiet pull. It's this feeling of resonance that you actually have to stop and intentionally listen for.
This really breaks down the difference between what we think we want and what our soul actually needs. See, on one side, you've got the desires that come from fear, comparing yourself to other people, feeling like you're not enough, chasing after admiration. And then on the other side, you have your heart. It doesn't care about status. It just pulls you toward whatever feels real and true. A genuine calling feels right, even when it's really hard. It has this sense of calm about it, even when it scares you to death.
Okay, so if this voice is so important, why is it so incredibly easy to just ignore it? Well, the simple answer is we learn to tune it out. And usually it's because we're afraid. And over time, that fear becomes a habit of basically abandoning ourselves.
And these right here, these are the big ones. The fear of disappointing the people we love. The fear of making the wrong choice and having people judge us for it. And of course, that huge fear of leaving what's comfortable and familiar, even if it's not making us happy. So we end up making this trade. We swap our own inner knowing for other people's approval.
And this is the real cost of that trade. It doesn't always show up as some big dramatic crisis. Nope. More often, it's just this low-grade, nagging feeling that something is off. Your life might look fantastic on the outside, but you feel like you're just playing a part in a story that doesn't really belong to you.
All right, so how do we start listening again? How can we actually learn to recognize this voice when we hear it? Well, in this next part, we're going to get really practical and explore its very unique language.
Okay, this is so important. You are not listening for a perfectly formed sentence in your head. You are tuning into a physical and an emotional sensation. It's a totally different way of getting information, and it's one that our logical minds tend to just dismiss out of hand.
And here are some of the ways that feeling can show up. It can be a literal feeling of openness or expansion in your chest, or it might be a quiet, nagging thought that something just matters. Or, hey, maybe it's this pull you have toward a certain subject or a place or even a person that you just can't logically explain. It's that little bit of restlessness whispering, hey, there's more for you here. Seriously, think about this for a second. What are the things you do or read about or think about that give you genuine energy and joy when there's no one around, no audience to impress? That's it. That's the signal. That is your truth, pure and simple, without any performance.
So, hearing the voice, that's the first step. It's a big one. But actually acting on what you hear, that is a whole other level. That, my friends, requires real courage.
When you really boil it down, following your heart is about making these 3 conscious choices over and over and over again. It's choosing the uncomfortable truth instead of a comfortable lie. It's choosing what feels meaningful to you over what's going to get you a round of applause. And it's choosing to grow, even if that means you have to step away from everything you've ever known. But the payoff for that courage, it is immense. What you get is a life that feels coherent. Your inner world and your outer world finally start to line up. And there's this incredible sense of integrity, of wholeness, that comes when your actions finally match your deepest values.
And let's be really clear about something here. The goal is not to become some fearless superhero who has everything figured out. Not even close. The goal is simply to be true, to make one honest choice and then another one. This is all about authenticity, not perfection.
So, how can we actually start this? Like right now, today?
This last section is all about a few quiet questions we can ask to begin that journey of coming back home to ourselves. Just take a second with this one. Really think about it. An idea, a project, a conversation, something you felt a real pull toward, but your logical brain or your inner critic just immediately shut it down. What was it?
And this asks us to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Is your career path, your lifestyle, even your idea of what success means, is it really your own? Or is it possible you just inherited it from your family or your culture or society, and you never really stopped to question it?
And finally, let's make this real. It doesn't have to be some giant, life-altering leap. What is one tiny, small step you could take today that would feel authentic to you? I mean, it could be as simple as spending 10 minutes on that hobby you secretly love, or saying one truly honest thing to a friend. The small things really, really count. Let's end with this thought. Because at the end of the day, this inner voice isn't just some daydream or a fantasy. It's a practical, reliable tool for navigating your life. It is your compass, and it's always pointing you back to who you are truly meant to be. So the only question left is, are you going to use it?